So this is exam 1. Let's review for the final. So question 1, just evaluation. Right? We just plug in the given value. So this is saying x equals to -5, right? So f of x is a function. Then f of -5 means now the value of x is assigned to be -5. So we just plug in every place of x to be -5. X squared, it means -5 squared. Then multiply by 8. Right, then multiply by 8. Then -4 times -5. With a negative value, let's put a parenthesis around it. Then plus 1. So now the rest is just a calculation. 5 is 25. 5 squared, -5 squared is positive 25. Then 25 times 8 is 200. So the first term get 200. 200. Then -4 times -5, that's a positive value too. So plus. Plus 20. Right, negative times negative is positive. 4 times 5 is 20. Then plus 1. So it's just 221. This one, we need to sketch a graph for this given one. So this is a quadratic function. Why is it quadratic? It's polynomial of degree 2 because this x is being squared. The variable is squared. So what do we do? So x is assigned to be -2, -1, 0, 1, or 2. We can think of y as f of x, right? You can think of y as f of x. Then we need to find f of -2. Type. We need to find f of -2. F of -1, f of 0, f of 1, f of 2. We're just plugging x value to be -2. So 2 times -2 squared. Okay, minus 3. -2 squared is positive 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 3, that's 5. So we get a point. So this is give us a point. X value is -2. And the y value, or the function value, is 5. So same thing for x value to be -1. So this is f of -1. Same thing, plug in -1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 minus 3 is -1. So get another point. And this point is x value is -1. Y value is +1. Then try to find the next value, f of 0. 0 squared is 0. 2 times 0 is 0 because -3. So get another point. X value is 0. Y value is -3. Then f of 1. You see f of 1 is the same as f of -1. Right? Because it's x squared. So we get another point of x to be +1, y to be -1. And similarly, f of 2. F of 2 has the same value as f of -2, which is 5. Because x is being squared, and we only have x squared term. And we call this kind of function even function. You're going to learn later. Not in this class, but in next class. Okay, now we have this 5 points. right? We want to plug in. So once we find the value of those 5 points, we plug in. -2, +5. -2 is here, +5 is here, so have this point. -1, +1, -1, +1, so have this point. 0, -3, 0, -3, we have this point. 1, -1, 1, -1, we have this point. Oh, hold on. This is a -1. So -1, -1, this is -1. So this point, -1, -1. -1 is not here. -1 is here. So we don't have this point. Okay, so we don't have this point. Let me use, let's see, white color. We do not have this point. -1, -1, 0, -3, then +1, -1. +1, -1 is this point. Then +2, so 2 and 5. +2 and 5. Because this is even function, so it's symmetric with y-axis. And the quadratic function, even upward parabola or downward parabola. So how do we graph? We graph like smoothly. Smooth, not a straight line. All right, it's like a little bit curvy. Little bit curvy, it keeps going. Smoothly, not a straight line, okay. Little bit curvy. Okay, that's it. So it's an upward parabola. This one we want to simplify. We want to simplify this expression. C to the 0 power just 1. 1 times anything is anything, so we can ignore this. Right, then this -3 means we can put this one. So we have choice here. We can distribute -3 to the power for 2, power for a raised by -1, b raised by 1. Maybe let's do that. So then the numerator will have 2 raised by -3. Because this -3 is with parentheses, that means this -3 is for 2, is for a, is for b, okay, for all of them. So 2 raised by -3, and b raised by -1, then raised by -3 again. 2 layers of exponents, we multiply. -1 times -3 become +3. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, this is the 8. Right? This is 8. So I have 2 raised by -3, a raised by +3. Now b raised by -3, because 1 times -3 is still -3. Then denominator will have 2 times a times b raised by -4. C raised by 0, just 1. 1 times anything would be anything. Right? So this one equals this. Now, we know the negative exponent, right, indicates it's inverse. So to move those 2 terms down. At the same time, we move this negative exponent up. So what do we have? Now numerator we're left with a cube. And this b to the -4 move up, so that becomes b to the 4th power. Then 2 to the -3 move down to 2 to the 3, but then we already have 2 here, so that becomes 2 to the 4th power. Then we have a here. Right. Then b to the -3 come down now, become b to the +3. Now we can simplify a little bit. 2 to the 4th power is 16. Right. Then we have a cube, and a to the 1st power dividing. Dividing is subtract the exponents, so I have a squared. Then we have b cubed, b to the fourth. So b to the fourth divided by b cubed, that's just b. So 16, we can write in the middle. So 16. So the answer is a squared b divided by 16. Or we want to graph this line. So we see this is linear, right? X to the first power, y to the first power. It's a straight line. So what do? We just need to find 2 points, or at the most 3 points. The third point as a checkpoint. So what do we do? First, we want x to be 0. If x is 0, we're left with negative 4y equals to 16 divided by negative 4. So y equals to negative 4. So x is 0, y equals to negative 4. So we have this point. Now, let's have y to be 0. So if y is 0, negative 4 times 0, that's 0. Then x equals 16. Well, 16 is too big. Well, let's see. Let y equals to negative 3. Negative 4 times negative 3, that's positive 12. Positive 12 moved to the other side becomes negative. So 16 minus 12, that's 4. So if y is negative 3 right here, x is positive 4. So that means the point is here. The point is here. You know, we can always assign, because it's a straight line. So the domain of the function is, I'm too early to talk about domain. So I can take any value for x, any value for y. So I'm just looking for some easy numbers assigned to be x. Then I can find the corresponding y. I can assign y a number, then find the corresponding x, right? So I have 2 points, right? I just draw a straight line across those 2 points. If I want to be safe, you know, I may get another point. Let's see, we get another point. Maybe we let x to be 10. 10 is too big. Let's say x to be 4, right? If x is 4, I move to the other side. I have 16 minus 4, which is 12. Negative 4y equals 12. So y equals negative 3, right? So x is 4, y is negative 3. Oh, it's the same, but I did a y equals negative 3 anyway. So you can just check another number, right? That's maybe x equals to, let's see. So this is 4, this is 16. Maybe y to be negative 2. Let's choose y to be negative 2. Negative 4 times negative 2, that's 8. 16 minus 8, that's 8. X is 8. That's still too big because it's off the chart. Right? But usually 2 points are good enough. They will indicate with 2 arrows. Right? Let's say 5. 5 is about absolute values. Right? But this negative sign is outside the absolute value. So this is a negative. Then absolute value sign turn negative 42 to be positive. So this should be negative 42. Solve systems of equations. So I have this 2 as a system of equations. We could use substitution method or elimination method, doesn't matter. For me, I see y is 1y. So I want to move ax to the other side. It becomes 67, y equals to 67 minus ax, right? So the equation becomes this. Y equals 67 minus ax. I move this ax to the other side, becomes negative. Now I can substitute this value for y. Okay. I substitute this value for y. So I get 3x minus 7 times 67 minus ax. So this is called substitution method. Then equals to 3. 3x minus 7 times 67. Then negative 7 times negative 8x becomes positive 56x equals to 3. Combine like terms. Have 3x, have 56x. That becomes 59x. 59x equals to, I move negative 7 times 67 to the other side. So I have 3 plus 7 times 67. Or 7 times 67, we can use calculators. 7 times 67, 469 plus 3, that's 472. So this equals to 472. Then we divide by 59 on both sides. Divide by 59 equals to 8. So x equals to 8. We can write here. X equals to 8. Once we find x equals to 8, we can go back to this formula. So y equals to 67 minus 8x. So x is 8. 8 times x 64. 67 minus 64, that's a 3. So y equals to 3. Question 7. So we want to graph this x greater than negative 6. So no equal sign. What do we do? First, we find a negative 6. Negative 6 is here. This has no equal sign, so we'll make an empty circle. Greater than, we go to the right. And that's it. Graph like this. Then we want to write in interval notation. So how do we write in interval notation? We write from negative infinity. I'm going to write it by hand. Oh, x greater than negative 6. From negative 6 up to positive infinity. Right? So because it's greater than, so starting from negative 6, not including the negative 6, so we use open parentheses. Negative 6 up to positive infinity. Solve these equations. We have denominator 2, 5, and 2. So what do we do? The different methods, right? What we could do is we could combine those two terms first. Maybe we multiply 2 over 2. 2 over 2. We multiply this one with 5 over 5. Then we have common denominators, so we can combine those two. Then we have 2 times 2w plus 3 minus 5 times 5w plus 1. Then all divided by 2 times 5, which is 10. All divided by 10 equals to negative 2w plus 1. Then we can simplify. Right? Before we simplify, maybe we want to get rid of this 10. So what do? We multiply 10 on both sides. We multiply by 10 on this side. We multiply by 10 on this side. Right? Why we want to do that? Because this 10 cancel with this 10 to be 1. Right? Because this 10 is numerator. 10 divided by 10, that's 1. In this case, we got rid of the denominators. So now we can distribute 2 and -5. 2 times 2w, that's 4w. Plus 2 times 3, that's 6. The minus 5 times 5w minus 25w. -5 times 1, that's just -5. Then equals to 10 times -2w, that's -20w. Then plus 1 times 10, that's just 10. Now look for like terms combined. We have 4w minus 25w. Then plus, because we want to move this one to the other side, it becomes plus. So positive 20w move to the other side, negative move to the other side becomes positive. 24w minus 25w, let's just have w left, negative w left. Then 6 minus 5, that's 1. Positive 1 move to the other side becomes -1. 10 minus 1, that's 9. So w equals to -9. We put over here, w equals to -9. So we have this equation of a line, a straight line. So given the equation of parallel to this one means the two lines have the same slope. But this one passing the point 10 and 8. So we want to use point set formula. So y minus y1, which is 8 in this case, equals to -4 times x minus x1, which is 10. Then maybe we simplify a little bit. We got y equals to -4x. -4 times -10, positive 40. 40 plus 8 plus 48. That's it. So we should write down answer here. Y equals to -4x plus 48. B, we want to give a perpendicular one, perpendicular to line 1. So that means this slope is opposite inverse. So this one is negative, so this one is positive. Inverse means 1/4, positive quarter. So that's a slope. So we use the same intercept slope point set formula. So y minus a equals to slope quarter x minus 10. Then we simplify a little bit. So we got a y equals to 1/4 of x. I'm gonna leave the quarter ready later on. Then minus 10 over 4, which is 5 over 2. 5 over 2. Then plus 8. So move -8 to the other side. Right? So here we have a quarter in front of x. Quarter of x. Then we'll combine those two numbers. The 8 is 16 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 minus 5 over 2. 16 minus 5, that's 11. So answer should be y equals to 1/4 of x plus 11 over 2. Okay, in college, we would like to put everything in terms of fractions. We don't want to use decimals anymore. And scientific notations. Rewrite this scientific notation as a whole number or decimal. So first we write a 7a6, right? Because we have those 3 numbers. Then the decimal, we have 2 places already. Then 5, 7. So totally we have 7 places after 7. But this takes 2, so we need to add 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So put a comma here, that's it. So that's a 7-day A meaning 600,000. Let's see, 11. We want to solve this equation, right? We distribute A, distribute negative 11. Distribute A, we have AX plus 8 plus 4 equals to negative 11x, negative 11x. Then negative 11 times negative 11 become plus 121. Then minus 11. Then we keep simplifying. We have AX, 8 plus 4, that's 12, equals to negative 11x plus 121 minus 11, that's 110. Now we add 11x on both sides. AX plus 11x, that's 19x, equals to 110 minus 12. So 110 minus 10, that's 100. 100 minus 2, that's 98. Then 98 divided by 19. 98 divided by 19. Because 19 is fine. So we still keep it as x equals to, right here. X equals to 98 divided by 19. Just keep it as a fraction, okay? 98 divided by 19. Fraction. Let's see, 12. So again, we want to find the equation of the line through those 2 points in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form means y equals to mx plus b. So we need to find m, we need to find b. How do we find m? M equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we may call this second point, and the first point, second point. So we have negative 29 minus negative 13, right? That's numerator. Then divided by negative 4 minus negative 2. So we simplify this. Again, the numerator is negative 29 plus 13. Right? Negative 29 plus 13, which is negative 16. Then the denominator is, I'm going to use a slash. Negative 4 minus negative 2, that's negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 2. Or negative 16 divided by negative 2, this is positive 8. So slope is 8. Once we have slope, we can use either point to write down the y minus y1 maybe, minus 13 equals to slope is 8 times x minus negative 2. Simplify a little bit. So that becomes y plus 13. This becomes x plus 2. Remove, because we want to write in a y slope form. Remove 13 to the other side, that becomes minus 13. Then we have 8x plus 2 times 8, 16. 16 minus 13, that's a 3. So we're writing the slope-intercept form as y equals to ax plus 3. Let's see 13. We need to write the domain of this function. So this graph is a function. Domain means we look from the left to the right. We see clearly that's starting from -1, but not including -1, right? And up to 3, but including 3. So open parenthesis, -1, comma, 3, close bracket. A bag is filled with green and blue marbles. There's 16 marbles in the bag. So 63 in total. So we want to find the number of green marbles and the number of blue marbles in the bag. So let's call it green marbles G. The marbles B. So we have G many of green marbles, we have B many of blue marbles. So 63 means G plus B equals to 63, right? That's from this code 63 in the bag. There are 7 more green marbles than blue marbles. So we can form another equation. That means G equals to B plus 7, right? Because we have made a system of equations. Because there's 7 more greens than the blues. So G equals B plus 7. Oh, so this is G, let me use different color. So G equals to B plus 7. We can just plug into this G, right, for B plus 7. So B plus 7 plus B equals to 63. Oh, 63. Why is that 65? 63. Okay. So simplify, I get 2B equals to 63 minus 7. Right? That's 56. Then divide by 2 on both sides. So B equals to 28. So that 28 blue marbles. So right on here, 28 blue marbles. And the blue marbles, the green marbles is blue marbles plus 7. So 28 plus 7, 35. So the green marbles are 35 of them. Let's see, 15. We have a rectangular room. Rectangular room means, looks like rectangle. Have length and width. A rectangular room is 3 times as long as its width. What does it mean? If we call this width, so this would be 3W, right? So the length is 3 times more than the width. And its perimeter is 40. So I have this side also W, I have this side also 3W. So if I add 4 sides, that's 40 meters. So I can form an equation. I have 3W plus W plus 3W plus W equals to 40 meters. So we can solve this equation. How many W's we have? 3W plus W, that's 4W. 4W times 2, that's 8W. So 8W equals to 40. That means W divided by 8, W equals to 5. So the width is 5. Then the length is 3 times as long. So 3 times 5, that's 15. Oops, that's 15 meters. This is 16 and 17. The cashier register contains only $5 and $10 bill, right? It contains twice as many 5s as 10s. And total money is $600. So how many of each? How many tens are in the cashier? Let's call the tens T money. Okay, let's call the fives F money. So we need to form an equation. So first it says twice as many fives as tens. So that means F equals to 2T. And second, the total amount in the case is $600. So if F money $5, so that's a 5 times F, right? That's how much in $5. And $10 is a 10T. For $10, each one is $10. So T money is 10 times T. Plus together, that equals 600. So we have formed the system of two equations. We solve this. Solve this, we just substitute 2T with F in the second equation, right? So I have 5 times 2T plus 10T equals to 600. 5 times 2T, that's 10T. 10T plus 10T, that's 20T. 20T equals to 600. Divided by 20 on both sides, T equals to 30. So 20 times 30, that's 600. So how many $10 bills in the cashier register? 30 of them. Let's see, last question, 17. The nut shake sells cashews for $7.30 per pound, and the Brazil nuts for $4.50 per pound. So how much of each type should be used to make a 29-pound mixture that sells for $5.85 per pound? All right, so what is the total money? The total money, that's right here. The total money is 29 times 5.85, right? Which is, so I need to use a calculator for this. So we have 29 times 5.85, which is 169.65. That's the total money to be spent. Now, each pound of cashews, $73. Let's call cashews a C. Right, let's see, cashews we call C. And the Brazil nuts we call B. So we can form an equation. Right? So total 29 pounds. So that means C plus B equals to 29. First equation. Second equation is how much money, right? So 7.3 each pound for cashews. So the total is 7.3 C. Then plus for Brazil nuts, 4.50, 4.5 B. How much spent in total? 169.65. So we have formed a system of equations. So now we can move B to the other side, right? So we have 29 minus B equals to C. Then we substitute into C. It's called a substitution method. So we have 7.3 times C. Now C equals to 29 minus B. Then plus 4.5 B equals to 169 0.65. Now we just have to multiply this 7.3 with 29. 7.3 times 29 gives us 7.3 times 29 give us 211.7. Then minus 7.3b plus 4.5b equals to 169.65. So now let's combine like terms. We have negative 7.3b plus 4.5b. So we get negative. Get negative. So what is a 7.3? 7.3 minus 4.5. That's 2.8. So negative 2.8. Negative 2.8b equals to now 169.65 minus 169.65 minus 211. This is 9.65 minus 211.7. So we get negative 42.05. Okay, so we divide by negative 2.8 on both sides. So 42.05 divided by 2.8, we get about 15. Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. That's 5.85. Well, yes, that's 5.85, 4.5. Okay, anyway. So B is about 15.2 pounds. A weird number. So B equals to 15.02. So this is rounded up number. Then we know C plus B equals 29. So we just subtract 29 from 15.2. So C ratios is about 13 point, it's about 14, right? Almost 13.98 pounds. All right, I think that's all the questions from exam 1. Okay.